I usually lose games in early imp. I'm good at feudal and super late game. Oh, okay, so you're good at feudal and super late game. Early imp is your problem. Okay, the best thing with early imp, there's two things that I want to talk about. First thing is army composition. You always start by getting one unit fully upgraded and then start with another unit. Now, this doesn't have to be your gold unit right away. For example, if you see your opponent going like, I don't know, paladins, and you're playing something like, I don't know, Ethiopians, sometimes you want to upgrade your halberdier right away. So you can commit to halberdier and then commit to arbalest afterwards, but make sure to commit to the unit that's the most important right away in early imp. Because if you commit to the wrong unit, what happens is you have like, let's say I commit to arbs, but my opponent is going to go cavalier and he has got a lot of mass already. I get arbalest, but then he just starts raiding me randomly and I don't have like the right unit to counter. So now I'm just stuck chasing cavalier with arbalest instead of just patrolling halbs in my base, and then I just lose the game. But for halbs right away, he would probably not be able to run into my base. He can't justify it. So if you go into the wrong units, what happens is you start losing ground or losing position or losing villagers for no reason, even though your end composition is the same, which is late in, but you're good at. So I would say commit to the right units and make sure you think about what the right unit is. You might make the wrong choice, but at least think about it. Think like, okay, this is what I think the right unit first should be, okay? That's step number one. And step number two is scout what your opponent is doing. It's very important in imp to know what your opponent is doing.
Just play Frank.
By doing that, in my opinion, outposts on the sides of the map, you see the whole map, you see the extra golds, you see what your opponent is doing. Very important. So vision in late game is very important. So that's two things in my opinion that can help with early imp. You find out what your opponent is up to, and you can figure out how the map is laid out to see how you can set up your base and set up your expansion, okay? That's what I would say, two advice there for early imp that could help out. Commit to the right units, scout your opponent, and scout the map to see where and what you need to be doing, or where you need to be, pretty much. Next tip, I often die to Night Siege all-in, push, and Castle Age. So Night Siege all-in and Castle Age, if you're going for a greedy imp or something like that, I would say try to Mind Stone after you get 3 TC in Castle, or Mind Stone some point in Castle, so that when you click imp, you have a castle that you can drop in your base to defend yourself against all-in. That's a really good tip as well. That's not, when I used to die a lot to that's something I used to do. I used to make sure I'm mining a lot of imp. I go for like a quicker imp or a regular time imp. My opponent commits the Castle Age, he can't push me because I have a castle. If I'm Archer Civ, for example. And if you're a Cav Civ, then just switch to Pikes. Switch to Pikes and Castle, and then try to match his army while like having the counter unit. So if he's full all in with Siege and Knights, you can just go Pikes, mass out like a good amount, like 30 Pikes where he just can't push you even if he has like 40 Knights. It's just not worth it. And then you can get a regular time imp or a bit later imp and you're fine. So those are my two advice with Cav and Archer Civ. Infantry plays like Cav Civ with Pikeman. We've been doing guard tower defense a lot. Guard tower defense is something you should rarely be relying on. It's only really good in certain situations. But if it's something you're relying on a lot, that's probably not a good idea. The guard tower defense is really good against mangonels and Castle Age. Mangonels and crossbows, but against knights, it's really not the best option. It's good against pike siege and good against crossbow siege, but it's not good against all the knights plus siege. It's really not, because he just will dive you and you invest so much into it. So in my opinion, better is just stay for a castle, which secures like a good portion of your base, and then try to click imp if you're Archer Civ. Cav Civ, like I said, just go for a pikeman switch, monk defense. You have a few knights as well. If he commits to more knights, you have the pikeman ready, and then you can just go imp, and you should be pretty safe. So I know I said a lot, but maybe try to like rewatch the VOD a little if you missed anything and clip it or something for later as well. I give a pretty good amount of situations, and again, it might be helpful, might not. It's the best I can do over just a couple of questions here. Hope I can break 2K with your tip. Yeah, hopefully, man. I'm rooting for you. You got this. 2K is a really big milestone as well, so it's pretty sick, man. Keep it up. Okay, and if your late game is good, that's gonna help you a lot in the higher levels as well, because a lot of people fail late game. So if your late game is good, if you can keep 200 pop, expand well, you're gonna have a lot of success there. So just fix like the little gaps that prevent you from getting there, and hopefully you'll be a solid player in no time. Hamza Crumza, thanks to the tier 1 for 10 months. How's it going, Hamza? Hope you're doing well. Hams, thanks to the tier 1. Hams is another guy that's doing well these days. Grinding the ELO. Very nice, very nice. I suck at late game. A lot of people do, man. A lot of people do. Even Leary used to suck at late game. He's really good at it now, though. We fixed a few things there. And he is very solid there now, I would say. Versus Frank. That's actually not a bad matchup for Goths. Not amazing because Frank's have Axeman, but not bad. This is why I sub forever, man. Share the knowledge. I love it. Oh, glad you do, man. Glad you do. And this is nothing for me, man. It's just sharing what I know. It doesn't take a lot of effort at all. It's my pleasure. I can talk about it all day. I'm gonna go up no loom because I'm a savage. I'm gonna go pikeman defense, spear defense. I suck when my eco's dead. Pretty sure that goes for everyone though.
Him back as a sub.
Yo, Fede Sanchez, thanks for the tier 1 for 2 months. Really appreciate that, man. Welcome back. It's the perfect time. It's September. Perfect time to have you back as a sub. He might see the barracks and think I'm drushing. No, he's just gonna go straight in there. I have no loom, so this is potentially dangerous. How do I wall my whole map? Don't play like this, chat. Ten minutes. That might mean he's not doing scouts, by the way. We'll have to scout. So this is gonna be a pretty good adaptation game. Oh my god. Saved. Oh, he's still here? Okay. I did the nothing strategy, just the defense strategy. Yeah, these guys are crazy these days, man. They're running under my TC left and right. Him and Song, man. It's hard. You gotta keep a good defense here. Kind of just assumed he'd go scouts as Franks. That's why you should always scout and never assume, right? So men-at-arms are totally legitimate strategy. And I'm pretty sure probably most people don't do quick walls like that. You can get away with that. Kind of something that's pros have a good advantage in, I guess, is like if something goes wrong, you can just like, there's a lot of ways to recover it, you know, quick walls and stuff. Archers for him now. And I just go for skirmishers. So this is completely reactive gameplay. I don't think this kind of gameplay is actually bad. Because of how quick walls can impact the game. And now I have like a good, I guess, lead in terms of eco. But what I will say is that a lot of good players, especially in tournaments, will just manage to like all-in you when they have the aggression. So like Kaz probably gonna try to look for like a cast stage all-in. So even if I have more eco, he's gonna have map control and he's gonna have an all-in setup that I can't really scout in time. So it's sometimes pretty dangerous to do this kind of thing. I got punished trying to do something like this versus Viper in Stanley Cup 3 Game 1 finals. And before someone says, "Why did you spoil it?" That always happens. I'm talking about a tournament that's like 3 years old. You guys fetching? Yeah. Nah, that's a trap for him. I missed. He knows I'm coming for the disaster. Okay. He's gonna go knights and castle probably. Gotta be ready for that one. He's probably still hiding these archers here. They always do that to me. They always hide the archers in the corner. I'm gonna go check the corner. Could be a waste of time, but they always hide the archers to come back. Why Roots instead of Arabia? I just like it more. New Arabia is not really a fan of. Goth loom is instant. True. Yeah, no loom with Goths actually. It's that's pretty interesting. He wasn't hiding this time. I guess that's a pretty good title, eh? No loom with Goths. Trying to save time. I don't even know why I did no loom. I was just like distracted, honestly. There's no reason. Don't play like this, chat. Didn't you say this Arabia was actually better? At first it seemed better because like they made it more open and stuff, and usually I'm a fan of that, but after playing it more often, it just it wasn't. I think they missed the mark on it. Yeah, because I always like the late game always kind of plays out the same. And it's like really weird in that sense. Yeah, this is actually a very tough game for me now. Like I said, didn't I say good players will always go like full aggressive on you in Castle? Exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. That palace set is very sus. He's not letting me make spears, man. I probably have to go monks, no spears. Armor on those guys. Hey, I got have no stone wall. Yeah, I'm dead here. I just have nothing against this. I just lost all my villagers. Yeah. Yeah, it's over. Try a bit more. Nah, it's over. I'm just losing all my villagers. Yeah, that's the problem with that. I even called it from the start. They always just go all in on you and have your army, and even if you have better eco, in theory, like I have a good amount of eco, good farms. I'm just always on the defensive, and it's not pretty. But GG, good aggressive there from Casva. Good aggressive gameplay. I honestly just did nothing this game. I provided zero aggressiveness, zero map presence, and I just got punished for it. To be fair, it is a hard matchup to survive the early game. I was trying to play greedy to survive early game and get into a mid game where like Goth can be okay, but this is why you don't play Goths. Yeah, I know, but can't blame the Civ when you're playing like that bad. Can't blame the Civ when there's a lot of other mistakes going on.